Hi, and welcome to Holmes Yoga. So if you have checked for your diastasis, it's just good to know what you're working with. And we're going to be doing some things pretty much on the ground the whole time for this video, and working on foundational exercises and movements to start to rehab the core. So it's actually preferable for you to either be on a hardwood floor with socks so you can slide. I'm actually going to get rid of my mat. So I've got carpet tile here in my home studio. So I'm going to roll up my mat so I can more easily have that slide. And the only thing that you'll need for this section is going to be either like a blanket that you can fold up, or a firm pillow, or a yoga block, or something kind of block-like. You can also use an exercise ball, right? Or one of your kids' baby balls. But something that allows you to separate your knees about hips distance apart. So we're actually going to start with that. So you can take your block or your blanket and place it either the thinner way or the mid-grade way, depending on the width of your pelvis, which will probably change. Your pelvis will narrow up a little bit the further out you get from delivery, the less relaxin you'll have pumping through your system, and you'll have eventually less laxity in your joints, and things start to come back together. Right, so it's not, to feel bad in any way if you have to start at the wider setting. So place the block between the upper inner thighs, above the knees for sure, and you can even go all the way up to the pubic bone if that's more comfortable for you. So I like it at the wider setting, just right about mid-thigh. And this is fairly subtle, but what we're going to start to do is engage the inner thigh, pelvic floor, abdominal wall together the same way that you would roll up a tube of toothpaste. So we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. So let's just do these 3 engagements individually before we start to couple them, or triple them rather. Right, so first just inhale, relax your legs, not to the point that you drop the block, but just feel that sense of ease and space through the inner thighs. And then as you exhale, squeeze the block. And we'll just do that 2 more times. Inhale, release the squeeze. Exhale, hug the legs towards each other. Give the block a really firm squeeze, a really firm hug. And we'll do that 1 more time. And then notice where you feel the engagement. Ideally, you feel it from the insides of the knees all the way up to the top of the inner thighs, like even to the pubic bone. Give it a squeeze. Good. And then release the legs. So now you've got that connection to the adductors, the inner thigh muscles. We're going to work on the pelvic floor. So just take a moment to visualize the pubic bone, the tailbone, and then your 2 sitting bones. So they form this diamond shape of bony landmarks. Now, as you lift your pelvic floor in and up, so think of a jellyfish rising through water, those 4 bony landmarks are all going to come closer together, right? So the pubic bone and the tailbone come closer together, and the 2 sitting bones come closer together as well, right? Try to leave your inner thighs relaxed. Nice breath in. Feel the pelvic floor widen, and then as you exhale, pelvic floor lifts up to the top of your head. Feel the 2 sitting bones come closer together. Draw the lowest part of the belly back towards the floor so you can feel the pubic bone move down towards the tailbone. And as you inhale, feel the pelvic floor relax and widen. And then exhale, pelvic floor lifts. Everything pulls into the center. So for me, activating anterior pelvic floor, like the front part, is the hardest. So draw these muscles right down above the pubic bone, back towards the floor. Do it on an exhale. Inhale, relax and widen. So the relaxation component is just as important as the contraction. And 1 more time, exhale, pelvic floor lifts in and up. So the reason that the relaxation component is just as important is because it's kind of counterintuitive, but a lot of women, their pelvic floor actually becomes hypertonic after delivery. So it actually becomes too tight. And that's when, intercourse can feel really painful and other issues start to arise. So relax and widen the pelvic floor. Good. Now rest your hands on your abdomen, right? So you can do a few fingers below the belly button, a few fingers above the belly button. Nice breath in. And you're actually going to hiss the breath out like the letter S. Keep hissing the breath out, and as you do, you can use your hands to actually help push the rectus abs a little bit closer together as you draw your belly back towards your spine. And then let your belly soften and expand on your inhale. And we'll do that again. Keep hissing, hiss all the breath out, hiss all the breath out, hiss all the breath out till there's no more breath to exhale. And then relax. And one more time. And relax. Okay, so now we're going to do all three engagements together. The beginning of the exhale is going to be the inner thighs. Middle of the exhale is going to be the pelvic floor. End of the exhale is really knitting the bottom ribs together, really knitting the low belly together, really drawing your belly back towards the floor. So here we go. Nice breath in. Inner thighs, pelvic floor, contract through the abdominal wall. Keep breathing, keep going, keep exhaling, keep squeezing and lifting and knitting in. And then relax the abdomen, let the pelvic floor widen, release through the inner thighs. So we'll just go 4 more times like this. I'll do it with you. Ready? Inhaling. So if you don't like the way that the S sound feels for you, you can also try a sh sound. That's also very effective. One last. And release. So that's a great thing for you to start doing even, a few weeks postpartum. It's always good to check with your doctor to make sure, and definitely you don't want to be bleeding anymore. So I hope that goes well for you, and I'll see you in the next video. We're going to start to amp it up just a little bit more.